In chart of the day, I'm going to look at TILRAY. Now, they are one of the more talked about stocks in the cannabis sector. Now, the cannabis sector has been growing quite well, but the stocks don't really seem to be performing just as good. So it's quite hard to find good and bad stocks in this sector. So I'm going to dig into TILRAY. I'm going to have a look at the cannabis sector as a whole, and I'm also going to take a look as an extra bonus 3 stocks to watch and 3 to forget in that sector. Hello, I'm Stephen Ho, trader and founder of TheStopHunter. So before we can carry on, a risk warning for you to pay close attention to. The content in this video is not investment advice, so please seek the advice, help of financial professionals or financial advisors before investing and trading. And trading and investing involves a high degree of risk and your money is at risk, so be very careful. So with that out the way, let's get on with the analysis. First of all, let's have a look at the cannabis sector. Now, what you're looking at here is the line chart, weekly one, for a cannabis ETF. So you can invest in it, but it is a good index approximation of what's going on in that sector. And as you can see, over the last few years, it's been a bit yo-yo-ish, and we started well, retraced back up and retracing again. And despite the hype and there is substantial growth in this sector globally, the actual stocks underlying it don't seem to be performing that well. So with that information, let's go and have a look more specifically at TILRAY. It was a very positive start to TILRAY's life back in July 2018, went straight up to highs about $150. Since that point, since the fall of 2018, the price has just come down and down and down to being virtually worthless by early 2020. Small little recovery and a lot of sideways action. It does reflect, as we saw previously in more recent years, the performance of the sector as a whole. But TILRAY, one of the more popular, talked about social media type stocks in this sector, and they haven't really been performing all that well. As you can see on the daily high, actually in the very short term, we're starting to get some positivity. The signals at the moment are all bullish, and we do have a buy signal, although only just on the 2 pink line box breakout setup play there. You can see the trend's been negative for most of the year. It really peaked up, burst up February time, and since then has been on the downward spiral. Volume, it's a bit more bullish, above its moving average, and volatility again just a bit above its longer term moving average, about 86% annual. But overall, if you're talking really short term, bullish, weak bullish, but it's in a longer term bearish, weak bearish situation. And for the Renko chart, I've used a 20 cents block size. We've had a pullback today in the price, and that's taken the signals negative, trading under its longer term moving average and to the downside if this trend continues. Just under 10 and 8.5 downside targets. If it can base here, reverse, it's got to look for 16 mid-16s and breaking that longer term moving average as its first port of call, and then possibly nearly $19, and then back to those sort of summer highs of, you could say, early $20. Now, before we do the usual summation of TILRAY, I'm going to throw in a bit of bonus analysis. 3 cannabis stocks to watch and 3 to forget. I'm not going to spend too much time on them. I'll let you do the research there. But my 3 to watch are from the left: Grow Generation Corp, Kronos Group and Amaris. None of them really performing that well in the technicals at the moment, but fundamentally they've been performing better than most. And the ones to forget, well, we've got again from the left Sundial Growers, Cara Therapeutics and the Canopy Growth Corporation. So 3 to forget, and again not performing that well at the moment. So hopefully that's given you 6 further stocks to have a look at in this sector and work out what you want to do them. Go long, short, ignore them, up to you, but something to dig your teeth into. Let's summarise TILRAY then. Overall I'm giving it a weak bearish score, and that's mostly due to that longer term or medium term downtrend despite the more positive days we've seen in the last week or so. The Heiken actually looking a lot better than the Renko all bearish, more positivity, like I said, from the Heiken. Actually we're focusing on the targets to the upside 2 to 1, 3.33 to 1, and to the downside 1.33 and 2.33 to 1. But overall a weak bearish score for TILRAY. So in the scheme of things, in a fast growing global market for the green leaf cannabis, TILRAY a bit disappointing, but it is also surprising that it's very hard to find good hot stocks or larger hot stocks in that sector as well. And even those 6 that I showed you, the 3 to watch and the 3 to ignore, they weren't that impressive really either, especially when you're comparing to other sectors you could trade. So maybe I'm missing something. Let me know in those comments below what you think, what you look at. Have you got any hot tips you'd like to share with us? What do you think of the TILRAY analysis? Do you agree with it, disagree with it? Where do you think they're going next? Would love to hear from you and your thoughts. Now if you've liked the analysis I've produced in today's video and want to learn more about that, then I'll put a link in the description below for you to follow. If you've liked today's video, please give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons to receive future notification of content I'm going to produce just like this. And all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching, good luck with the trading, and I'll see you in the next video.